Hi everybody, I'm Brian Bowles, Executive Director of MAOPS, coming at you from the state capitol, the Rotunda, just a couple days before the 2025 General Assembly kicks off. It's probably the quietest it'll be for a few months now, but this is Rachel Bauer, our lobbyist this year, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of our priorities, what we can expect this year after the elections, and just give you an idea of the things that you need to be on the lookout for in this coming General Assembly. Rachel is our lobbyist this year, and she has been very familiar with the Capitol, working here for many years. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about her experience.
You know, Brian, I know you never believe it, but this is my 20th session.
You look too young for that to be the case.
Thank you. I'll take that all day long. But yeah, I got started really young. Started as an intern and then got hired and just progressively, made a really great career here. Worked for a senator and the Speaker Pro Tem of the House for a number of years. And now I'm with the medical people lobbying. So super excited.
All right. So she's got a lot of experience for us, and for those of you who may not know, Rachel is also the lobbyist for the Missouri State Medical Association, who we are collaborating with this year on our legislative agenda. We, over time, have come to realize that we have a lot more in common than we do apart, and felt it was time to start collaborating more here at the Capitol. We've been collaborating on other projects over the past few years, and thought it'd be a great year to also collaborate legislatively. So Rachel's going to tell us a little bit about some of our priorities that we have this year, and just going to turn it over to you. And first thing I'm going to ask is, how many bills were pre-filed in December? What are we looking at?
Sure.
And how many more are we going to see, do you think?
Well, every year it seems like it's a record-breaking year of legislation that's filed. This year is no exception to that. The House has, so far as of this morning, filed 718 bills, and the Senate has filed 584 bills. So just a little over 1,300 bills filed so far, and session is just under 1 week away from starting. It starts next Wednesday, January the 8th, and then's whenever it'll just be regular, filing of bills. That's when pre-filing will end, and it'll just be regular filing of bills. And they will file bills until March 1st. So lots more bills to probably be filed, but it will slow down considerably as session gets started.
I've looked at a lot of those bills already, and there's a lot of healthcare bills there. A lot of them aren't going to go very far. And I always tell our members, don't get too worked up early, because we don't know what's going to happen, but we don't want to ignore them either. So you read all the bills.
All of them.
And that's my next question. What are the top 5 issues that you think we're going to be facing this year, and what are you going to be prioritizing for
Well,
us?
I think it's really important to tell you guys the things that we're going to work on for the House of Medicine this session. And I want you to know that we're going on defense. We're not going on offense, right? Like, we're not going to just play defensive game and be on track, on guard for scope. We're definitely going to do that. That's going to take a lot of time. However, we have a handful of really exciting bills that we filed and that we're pushing, including prior authorization reform, title protection, general medical education funding, keeping that money in the budget and looking hopefully for some increases or to protect it at the very minimum. Let's see, covenants not to compete. Try to get rid of those so the physicians can, move around freely and, practice medicine and keep their patients and not worry about being punished by some hospital system if they, want to practice medicine in a way that is different from what the hospital wants them to do, seeing patients and, not really seeing patients the way they want to see patients. Right. So, yeah, those are just a few things we're looking at.
All right. Yeah, the non-competes are really a top priority of ours. I know you were in a meeting with Jeff and I last week or before the holidays with the Missouri Hospital Association, who are our biggest probably opponents on the issue, but we're in discussions. Hopefully we can come to something that we can agree on.
I think it would be ideal if we can figure out a way to solve that problem and not have legislation, but if we have to have legislation, then by golly, we'll give her a try.
Yeah. What about the ER staffing bills? At least, are we looking at anything this year for that?
We've got bills that should be filed to do that too. So we want that whenever an emergency department is open, we want a physician to be there on staff. I think the public expects it. last year whenever we had a hearing on that bill and we told legislators that that's not the case, that you might present to emergency room and there not be a doctor there, they were in shock. So I think we'll hopefully have another good run with that legislation again.
Okay. Yeah, that was a well-received one, which was surprising on a couple fronts, because the same folks who are really pro-nurse practitioner were the ones that really couldn't believe that there were no physicians on staff at some emergency rooms.
Right.
And
I think whenever it gets bad, the expectation of the public is that a doctor is going to be there to take care of you.
Right. Okay, great. As far as what our members can do to help us out, I mean, you're here every day.
Yep, every day, all day.
Late at night.
Yes. If they're here, I'm here.
But what can our members do from home that can help you?
Yeah, so there's so many ways to participate in advocacy, including figuring out who your legislators are. And if you struggle with that, if you don't know, reach out. I'm happy to help you figure out who they are. And session's getting ready to start. You could always fire them a quick little email saying, hey, congratulations on the start of session. Just want to wish you a good session. Holler at me if you have any questions about anything in the healthcare space that comes up. I'm happy to be a source of information. They really do want to hear from the experts, and physicians are the experts in healthcare. And so we need to make sure that we're participating, and that starts with, your members, sharing their expertise in the field.
Right.
Another really great way to participate is to volunteer for the Doctor of the Day program. It's all in advocacy capacity. You won't be here practicing medicine, but we'll take you around, introduce you to all the key players, your legislator, get you introduced on the House and Senate floor, and just be here and be visible so that legislators get used to seeing physicians participating, in the legislative process.
And that, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, in the past, MAOPS has called this our DACA Day program, and we had great participation in it. Now that we're collaborating, it's going to be combined into one program, and so you can contact me directly to get set up. I can hook you up with Rachel, and hopefully we'll get a good showing of folks for that.
Yeah. Another really great way is if there's a bill that you become aware of, through our advocacy updates every week that you're really passionate about, let us know, and then we can put you on a list of someone to reach out to testify, to come and sit down before either a House or Senate committee and share your experience, your stories about why this bill is either really important for medicine and patients or really bad for medicine and patients in Missouri. And then another great way, and you should all put it on your calendar if you don't have it marked down already, is the Physician Advocacy Day, which MSMA and MAOPS is partnering on again, and we have for 3 or 4 years now.
This will be the third year.
Third year. So great. So it is March the 4th. So mark your calendars if you haven't already.
All right, and we will have a briefing on that probably a couple days before. I think in the past we've done that on a Sunday evening, and that hasn't been finalized for sure this year, but I think that's kind of when we're planning that.
Oh yeah, there'll be no surprises. We'll walk you through what the day entails and, prep you with talking points about the legislation that's before these two chambers. The House is over there. You can't see it, but the House chamber's there and the Senate chamber's just over here behind us. So we'll let you know where those bills are and tell you what the important things that you need to be sure that you're telling legislators. So it's a great, easy day, but the important part about Physician Advocacy Day is it is our day. It is the House of Medicine Physicians' Day to come as a group and show all these legislators the strength in our numbers, that there are physicians, and a lot of them in Missouri, that vote and that take care of their constituents who are your patients, who also vote and that are paying attention to what they're doing in this building.
Okay. Another way is to advocate is calls to action. You'll be seeing calls to action in our newsletter or just standalone emails that you'll receive from us whenever there's an issue that's either going to a committee or coming to a vote that we are passionate about. Look for that and then respond to your legislator.
Yeah, like I said, they expect it. It's not weird for them to hear from a stranger, but it's better, if you've reached out to them before and just said, hi, I want to, wish you good luck, and I'm Dr. So-and-so. Feel free to holler at me if you have questions.
it's all about establishing relationships,
everything.
and we have some members who've done a great job of that over the years, and they have quite an impact with their legislators. So
Yes.
if we had somebody in every House and Senate district in the state that could do that, we'd be a powerful force. We're not
Very.
there right now.
We're getting there.
So that's kind of our goal in the near future.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot going to be going on. It starts on Wednesday the 8th, ends on, I think, May 15th this year,
16th, Friday the
this year.
16th.
And so we've got a long road ahead of us. So reach out to us anytime that you have any questions about anything. The key, like Rachel mentioned, is just getting involved.
Yes.
The legislators expect it. In fact, if you don't, they notice, and a lot of votes are going the other way because they see nurses, PAs, PTs
They
engaged
stand
and
to
involved.
gain a lot, so they're very engaged. Very. Like, very engaged. So it's so important that you guys join us here in the Capitol and stay engaged too.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Just everybody have a, keep healthy, stay healthy, so that you can come and join me here in the Petri dish of the Capitol. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, hopefully, for our legislative preview. Well, we'll give you a little view into our crystal ball of what we think may or may not happen this session.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. In our newsletter that's going to go out tomorrow, you'll see a link where you can register for that preview. And then on Monday, you should get an email from our office that will have another link and a reminder for you. So join us Monday night for
7
that
p.m.
preview, 7 p.m. Rachel will get into a little bit more of the details of the things that we're looking at.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.